means necessary.
All right, man.
What's up?
Long week, bruh. Long week, brethren. Long week, brethren.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
you know, regular chop session is what I had in mind.
Yeah. Still a lot going on.
There's a lot going on, bro. There's a whole lot going on. Black Lives Matter. Still protesting on the West Coast. Still a whole boatload of unorganization in the black community. Still. There's bickering back and forth. What faction are you going to ride with? Right. What faction are you not going to ride with? Right. I'm still a Uncle Tom, buck dancing, jigaboo, boot licking, coon, porch monkey, and all of the rest.
This may have something to do with what we're talking about. But I gotta ask you this, man, straight up. Do you think who do you think's more racist, man? Black people or white people?
Man, honestly,
you know why I ask you that. Go ahead, man.
Honestly,
yeah.
If you want my hard-earned, honest opinion,
who's coming at you the hardest?
Niggas, bro. They come at me hard, bro. They come at me hard, bro. They come at me hard.
I think it's because they come with anger.
No, but look, I mean, okay, and it's possible, but here, bro, so I'm not a Trump supporter. Okay, I'm not, and I can clairvoyantly tell you that I'm not a Trump supporter.
Right.
I don't really support any candidate. Mm-hmm. But what I do like to, I stand for truth and honesty.
Right.
I don't give a rat's behind about the person. I could care less about the person, and the reason why I can say that is because he could personally care less about me. A white man cannot make black America better. I don't care how you slice it. I don't care how you look at it. A white man cannot save us. It's just not possible. We have to save us. No white person can save black America. We've even noticed that a black man can't even save black America.
Okay.
So what audacity do you have as a constituent of whatever politician or political head is over your whatever? What gives you the audacity to think or to put that mantle of responsibility in his lap and hope that this man will save your community? Because he didn't give a rat's tail about your community to begin with, so he is not going to save your community. So I can honestly say I don't hate Donald Trump. I don't support Donald Trump. I don't not support Donald Trump. Mm-hmm. I support policy that fervently and effectually eradicates or radicalizes my community in a positive manner. I'll support that. I don't care if it's Donald Trump, and I wouldn't care if it was what's his face, the dementia dude, Barack Obama's sidekick. Joe Mr. Sliden. Joe, you ain't black if you don't vote for me, Biden. That dude. Joe
Sliden.
Yeah, I wouldn't care if it was him. I wouldn't. Listen,
I would.
I mean, it's possible. Woo. But bro, it's just I can somewhat find myself kinda getting caught up in identity politics, and I don't want to be that person.
Okay.
So that's why I said that. But at the end of the day, bro, no white person is gonna save us. Like, we gotta save self. They're not gonna do it.
So my perspective is this. No person can save us. No human being can save us.
No.
The Most High, period. And that's what our people, that's what America's turned their back on the Most High. And we have a lot of these conversations, you and I. And I know a lot of people don't believe in the Most High. A lot of people don't think there is a God, Elohim.
I beg to differ.
But me.
They call it a lot of different things. Yeah, I beg to differ.
Right, but me, I'm a servant, straight up, and I believe, and I strongly believe that's what's missing in our community. I mean, when you look, if you, and again, you're a guy that knows the scriptures very well, and that's why I love talking to you when it comes to biblical stuff. when you look in scriptures and then you pay attention to what's going on today, it's all laid out right there. That all these things are going to happen, part of the whole birth pang thing. And you see how further and further away people, not just black people, just people in general, you see how much further and further away we're pulling from the Most High. We're going down a path that we're going to get to that point of no return.
Wait a minute. So let me ask you.
Yeah, come with
you saying we?
We.
Who is the we?
We.
Because
people,
if
all of us, I'm talking about black, white, everybody. You know.
Sunday is the most segregated time in the history of this country, even to this day. And you continue to say we, but there are hundreds of mega churches in this country that house tens of thousands of people. Bro, I mean, either people listen. Wait, hold on. Either people are coming to the understanding, or still are abiding by the understanding that there is a superior power, and they worship God, or they're not.
Right.
So if they're going to a house of worship, whether it be a small church or a mega church,
right,
you're saying we're falling far away from
the Most High.
But nigga, churches is coming up every day.
So I'm sitting there and I'm saying all this. I don't go to church. Because from my perspective, and I'm not every church. I'm gonna preface by saying not every church, but for the most part, churches are part of the problem. Churches are pushing people away, and a lot of these mega churches, they're a business. They're out there to make money. I mean, you've got some of these mega pastors that are multi-millionaires. And listen, I'm not saying you shouldn't feed your family, but when you've got a mega pastor that's as big a celebrity as some of these celebrities that are out there, for me, man, I'm like, you slow down a little bit. When Jesus was here, Yahusha, as we call him, Yahushua Mashiach, when he was here and he walked there.
I don't even know what you just said, bro.
Yahusha, some people say Yeshua.
Yahshua, okay.
Yeah. When he was here and he walked, I mean, when he sent his disciples out, man, he told them, hey, don't take nothing. Don't even take clothes, you know what I mean?
Right.
And I'm not saying for these people to do what they're doing and not receive some kind of compensation, but these dudes are multi-millionaire. You got one dude, he's got 5 jets. Like, you're a pastor and you're preaching. Why do you need 5 jets, man?
Right.
You're an airline service, I mean. So I say we as a people and black people, because in the things, back in the day we used to joke and say there are 3 things that are in every black neighborhood: liquor store, church, and Planned Parenthood. Always in the hood. Black people, traditionally or historically, we're very religious people. And as you look at Black America today, a lot of us go to church, but then when you go to church and look at them, it's almost like it's a fashion show. So I'm saying a lot of these mega churches, they're just there to tickle ears. They're just there to make you feel good. So they're not telling the truth, which is, hey, look, we're all sinners, man. And it's so easy. And I'll just say this and then we can move forward.
No.
I feel like it's so easy. There are 10 commandments in the Bible. If you get up every day and you fall on your knee and just give the worship to the Most High, thank Him for giving you life and everything, and then try to obey those 10 commandments, we're going to fall short. We're at some point we're going to fail. But if you try to obey all 10 of those, you're good. It's that simple. Just matter of fact, he said the first 2, love God with all your heart, all your soul, and all your might, and then love your brother as yourself, your neighbor as you love yourself.
Right.
And pretty much the other 8 are wrapped up in them 2 right there. It's just love, man. What's going on out there now, to touch back on Black Lives Matter?
Well, no, it's not.
Do you see any love going on out there, bro? No, I'm serious.
No, I don't see any, but you know what? This is what I want to say, because you can't really get down on Facebook like you want, because they monitor. So I had a conversation yesterday. Well, I didn't have a conversation. I just so happened to see this on my news feed, this dude, well, I can't say this dude, my cousin,
Yes.
put this bogus post on Facebook
About.
complaining about people hating people getting mad because Black Lives Matter
Yeah.
is protesting peacefully, and people mad about that. But the Ku Klux Klan can run around and spread hate and all of this other nonsense, and people ain't mad at that. Matter of fact, I'm not even going. Matter of fact, hold up. And then he wanted to be some lame sucker boy and try to tell my sister about whatever. BLM is actively protesting injustices happening in our nation. Actively protesting. And people are upset. BLM has not killed anyone to my knowledge. Then he says, KKK is actively spreading hate against one race, creed, and color. Actively spreading hate. And people aren't upset. KKK has slaughtered many to my knowledge. Help me make it make sense. And before anyone comments, I have a grandmother, a mother, great aunts, uncles, whatever, and aunts and older cousins who have lived through the hatred of our past and present. I hear the story shared by them. To know their story would help you understand the pain. Okay, so I read that and I'm like, are we really still talking about the Klan, bro? Like, so that was my like, dude, are we really still talking about the Klan? Who's mad at BLM for protesting? Niggas is not mad at BLM for protesting. We mad at the fact that anarchists have taken over this so-called BLM and have destroyed black lives in the process of raging hell about black lives.
Right.
I'm not mad at the BLM. I don't rock with the BLM. I think they bogus. Because they ain't got nothing to do with black lives. They don't care about black people.
Right.
Because if they did, then you could be able to rattle me off a list of people who have had their businesses. One of my friends downtown Cincinnati, who had his business ravaged by BLM, lost all his stuff. Insurance won't cover it, but BLM won't fork over a nickel to help him recover his losses under the auspices of BLM. Miss me with this Black Lives Matter is peacefully protesting while the Klan ain't nothing, bro. The Klan in the era of hate groups.
Yeah.
The Klan are non-essential, bro. That's where I'm at, bro. Like, man, I could rap, bro. So I'm sitting here, and then they have the BLM has done more damage than they have done any good. You know how many people lost family and friends over this nonsense?
Yeah.
So my sister's husband want to make this post. If you don't rock with BLM or whatever he said, unfriend me. Well, I guess I'm gonna unfriend this nigga too, because at the end of the day, this is how I feel. We always get wrapped up in the okie doke. We get wrapped up in the fake alley-oop okie doke from the left, and we're constantly used as a pawn to pass ourselves over as, you know, the victim of victimized whatever, while they in the background is doing some other nonsense.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I'm having an argument with this dude, and he talking about the Klan this and and I'm like, bro, the Klan is irrelevant. You live in a mud hole in Mississippi. Okay, so you got some backwoods knucklehead white boys passing around pamphlets. If they harassing you, what are you doing? Do you know what this dude he's there talking about, hold on, let me be back. I'll be back. I'm playing. Listen what he said. I'm playing Call of Duty. So he's playing a video game. So these fools, listen, this is my logic, bro. This is my logic. This is why I know y'all ain't about this life, man. Y'all lame, fam. You lame, bro. So, dude, this is facts, bro. And if you was standing right here in front of me, I'd say it to your face, bro. Oh, you put up a pamphlet of Ku Klux Klan trying to recruit in your area. And then you had the audacity to put it on Facebook whining about the Klan. I don't care whether you was 100% whining. Facts, you put them in there, facts, I'ma say something. But you have the audacity to play video games while they recruit in your area. Wouldn't you think that if you upset about these niggas, wouldn't you be in their ass, bro?
Upset if he was threatened, if he felt threatened.
Yeah, why do you got time for? You don't got time for video games, fam. If they that big of a threat, why are you playing video games? Why ain't you out there, campaigning against these fools? But instead, people sit on Facebook whining about the Ku Klux Klan and BLM. Why aren't you out there campaigning against them? Why aren't you why aren't you out there coming up with some other solutions instead of complaining about what they doing and people being mad at BLM? People ain't mad at BLM. People are mad at the anarchists that have taken over BLM. That's where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, this whole thing has destroyed. It ain't helping nothing. It's destroying, man.
How many of our people and black people, what you're saying right now, how many black people that are out there straight up protesting, and a lot of them are younger, a lot of them are the younger generation. Well, how many of them do you think even understand what Black Lives Matter mission statement is?
They don't care, bro. Bro, listen, they don't care. Even yesterday, and we've covered this so many times. Yeah, we've gone through the mission statement of the BLM. We've talked about they being Marxists, and we've talked about them being against the nuclear family. They don't care.
They're supporting and pushing this,
absolutely.
But they don't care what they stand for. They don't
absolutely.
Care what they're pushing.
Nobody cares.
What kind of sense does that make?
You tell me.
I keep laughing, because that's again.
You tell me, bro.
We share a lot of the same, understanding with these things. We do share a lot of the same views and perspective on what's going on right now. And when I look at Black Lives Matter, here's what I tell people. I say, you want to know how real Black Lives Matter is? You want to know how real COVID-19 is? Wait until after election and see where both of these issues stand. See how much they're dominating the news, the media, the headlines. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I just last night. What's that What's that thing? That
hydroxychloroquine.
Hydroxychloroquine. Okay. We don't use words like that in Jamaica, bro.
All right.
That's got way too many letters in there. Hydro what?
Hydroxychloroquine.
Hydroxychloroquine. I said that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, bruh, this is helping people now. Knowing that you're not a big Trump guy and everything, Trump came out and said, "Hey, hydroxychloroquine, try this thing. It's helping people." Boom. I think she was from Michigan. She was a Democrat, black lady. She actually showed up to the White House to thank the president of the United States because she got hit with COVID and tried this hydroxychloroquine and it helped her. Saved her life, she said. So she went there to thank him.
Don't start that.
Well, no, and he met with her and sat down. This racist dude, Trump, met with her and sat down and talked to her. And a lot of people say, "Hey, we're using this thing and it's working." You had a huge movement of doctors that started coming out saying, "Hey, this is helping people." How about? I read last night, and I wish I'd saved the article. Pharmacies are now saying they're not going to fulfill these prescriptions. Why? If it's helping people, why would you not fulfill that? It's almost like there's this movement that, and I hate the fact that it's our people that we're the last one to see, know, find out anything, because we have our heads so far up our own rear ends. Talking about woe is us, that we're not paying attention to what's really going on. We're listening to the media, and they're the ones feeding us all the bull crap. For generations, the media has been just feeding us crap, and we just sit there and take it in. We're pawns. We've always been pawns. Right now, we're being used. This whole Black Lives movement, that they're using us. We've always been used.
I'm just.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm not gonna. I mean, I don't know if I'm not knocking people,
bro.
Hold on, man. But this is my thing, though. There's a lot of good people that's following the movement, and I get that. There are a lot of good grassroots black people that actually love their community. True. And they're grasping for something, anything that could cause some kind of significant change in their community. They're grasping for that.
Right.
So I don't knock
them. Black Lives Matter, though.
It don't. Yeah, but to them, Black Lives Matter is the savior for black communities. But at the end of the day, bro, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, not sorry. They are not the savior, because they're not going to help you. They are not going to help any black community in this freaking country. It's never going to happen. If I'm wrong, then please, bro, let me know where I'm wrong. Show me where I'm missing the bubble, because I have not seen any scholarship handed out to any black child in a ravaged black community from BLM since they've received a $1 billion donation or commitment to donate from Bank of America. I haven't seen one black student receive financial aid from BLM. $1 billion can go a long way. I haven't seen one community where anything established in a community. What family that has lost a black life at the hands of a cop or at the hands of another thug or at the hands of whatever in a black community has received any burial assistance, any financial assistance, anything from these people? Ever since their inception, they've had over $13 million in donations. That's just in a year's time. They've gotten a $1 billion committed donation from Bank of America. Bro, do you know how much money that is? And not one black life has been positively impacted by BLM. I mean, people can run around and create their own t-shirts and all this other whoop-de-wop. Okay, I get that. But dude, at the end of the day, there are going to be grassroots black people that think that this organization is for them, that are going to be left in the dust holding the bucket of emptiness, if you can put it in that fashion, because they're not going to be there. And that's my problem with this. That's my problem with it, bro.
Right. You know, the names, and a lot of people know some of these names. A lot. And when I say people, I'm talking about our community again. Because I promise you right now, I feel like some of these young youth that are running around out there, like I asked you earlier, you know, how could they be following this group if they don't really know what this group stands for? You know, George Soros. George Soros is a man that wants to tear down America. Multi-billionaire, wealthy, right? And when you take the wealth that these individuals have, and then you look at the poverty that are in a lot of black communities that this man could really donate and help out, but no, instead he's funding Black Lives Matter, who's then going around and, like you're just saying, they're getting all this money from these billionaires and they're not giving back to the black community.
Not even for a second.
Not for a second. You know, Black Lives Matter is pushing a certain mindset and a certain movement right now that a lot of these young kids don't even really understand or realize. You know, Black Lives Matter, all black lives should matter.
Hold on. Now that you said that, and I'm not gonna cut you off.
No, go ahead.
Please tell me, at what point in the history of life has black people never mattered? Please tell me. I understand now. Hold on. I understand. Let me lay the groundwork. I understand there was slavery. There's the transatlantic slave trade. I understand all of that. In your lifetime, at what point has black people never mattered? Never. At what point? Okay, you have folks that have gotten killed by the police. Whether you want to see some of it as being legitimately murdered by them or killed by them or whatever, or you don't. But beyond that, I'm not going to point out the wrongdoings of every person killed by a cop and scream, you know, injustice when they may have taken a taser and shot it at the cop's face and beat up two officers running away, you know, threatening their life at the same. Okay, I'm not gonna mention on it. I'm not gonna mention anybody's whatever. But at what time? Please tell me, in your lifetime, that black people didn't matter.
Well, you know, I truly cannot say, me personally, I cannot say black people never mattered, right? I think if you ask other individuals, they'll say we've never mattered, right? But I think that's because of how they look at life, maybe because their circumstances, situation. Me, I'm not from here. I'm from Jamaica. And in my country, I've always mattered. We're all poor down there, right? And our goal as Jamaican was to come to America, because when we look at America, it's like, we used to call it, America is the land of milk and honey. We can go to America and make it. And my mom came here And she did.
Right.
She started 2 businesses. My brothers came up. 2 of them have their own businesses. 4 of us have our own homes. We came up here and we worked for what we wanted. It's a different mindset because of where we came from. Now if you ask people who were born here, and I'm not even going to use you because you spent some time of your life over in Europe as a young cat growing up because of your military background, right?
Yep.
So if you take,
I wasn't raised around no,
hood.
I wasn't raised in the hood.
Right.
I wasn't raised around thug people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I never experienced hardcore. I didn't experience that,
Right.
and I did not experience white men on the back of horses with cloths on running through my neighborhood terrorizing people.
But how many of us, even our age, our generation, did that?
Nobody in my generation experienced that.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. So me being from the island, I'm from the hood. I'm from one of the poorest parts of Jamaica. Used to be one of the most violent parts of the country, especially when I was a young cat in the late 70s, early 80s coming up. It was rough, bro. And coming here and seeing what people call rough, it's like, well, okay, I know that there are Americans here who've experienced probably some of what I did in Jamaica, probably even worse, but it's the mindset. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So if you ask somebody else at what point life was difficult here in America for black people, they're gonna say it's always been. I mean, and I can understand that. Like for example, if you take late 70s, early 80s when crack cocaine was tearing apart the black neighborhood. Right. And black people were overdosing, and I think we had this conversation on a previous show where we talked about black folks were overdosing, and if they weren't overdosing, they get caught with the drugs. They were being thrown in prison for decades. Fast forward to today, where the meth, in the white neighborhoods, I mean, they're not being treated the same. Now we can say, well, it's because it's a different time, different leadership in the country, different mindset. But as a black person, when you look at that, it still seems unfair. It still seems unfair that your elders were being thrown in prison. Your elders were overdosing and dying. What's that stuff they used to revive them when they overdose? Narcan, right? So they get revived or they get sent to a therapy instead of prison. So when you take situations like that, it does seem unfair. And it does seem like that's hard. You take the job situation. I mean, a lot of these black neighborhoods, they don't really have jobs.
Right.
And you look at the black neighborhood, you can tell a black neighborhood, bro. There's a part, I lived in Florida, there's a part where you're driving south to go to Miami, Liberty City.
Yeah.
Bro, you drive by Liberty City, that's a black neighborhood. Yeah. But white folks also have trailer parks. They have what would be their hood. They have their poor
they might have that, but here's the problem. There is we are told that we're 14% of this population. We're told that.
Right.
Now, whether that's true or not, that's whatever. We're told that.
Right.
But from what you're saying, to be 14% of the population, we have more of those slummy living. Listen, but that is a problem. That is a huge problem. Mm-hmm. For us to be 14% of the population, mm-hmm. If I could even do it in a percentage, which I don't even know, mm-hmm. but if we're that 14%, those slum lord like type inner city ghetto style low income impoverished living areas, if I could put it on a scale of 1 to 100% out of all the populations in this country, bro, I would have to venture to say that 70% of that is by people of color. We live in those areas. 70% of those, that is all us. Mm-hmm. And there's a problem with that. There's a problem. There is a massive economic depravity in this country, bro. Like, if that is even the word to put on that.
Right.
There's a disparity. And that needs to be addressed. That needs to be attacked full force.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's where I'm coming from. Before we get heavier off into this, big shout out to any to our show contributors and sponsors. So shout out to Rare Breed Athletics. Shout out again to Black Rhino Logistics and a new show sponsor, Sledge and Hammer, which is a trucking company t-shirt line. Big shout out to show sponsors. But back to the topic at hand.
About the percentage.
I would think that it would be 70% of us that own all of that. I could be wrong, but that's how I'm feeling, fam.
Okay, so I love to throw the numbers out there.
Yeah, toss it up there.
The statistics, it says 76%.
I was close, nigga. I was close, partner.
Yes, you were. And again, we at the end of the day, we really don't know.
Yeah, we don't.
We're just going by what they're telling us. So
we're
76% of 330 million people. 76% of that is white population. 13.5% of that is black.
13.5. Okay.
Yeah. Then.
I thought you was talking about the low income.
No. I'm talking about the population by race. And Hispanic is about 19%.
Right.
Asian is about 5%. So when you take all those numbers, traditionally the black population, which again, the 13.5%, I always say 14%. We usually live in some of the worst neighborhoods,
right.
And not being an American, that's my defense. I'm not American born. I'm a black man from another country, and so my mindset is different. I think differently. I approach things differently.
Yeah.
As a black man, when I look at black history and who black people in this country predominantly support, we predominantly support the Democrats. Why don't these people help us? I feel like they make a bunch of promises every election. Every election, it's always about race. I've asked that in the past. Why is it that every 4 years racism becomes this huge big deal? Like, right. Oh my gosh, racism! This guy's racist. But all this racist stuff.
Are you asking me?
It's more rhetorical.
Rhetorical question.
It's a
Do
rhetorical.
you want to answer for that?
You can answer it if you want.
Yeah,
you can answer it if you want.
My answer to that will simply be I'm done. We should not even be asking, and this is not directed at you, but period. For me, we shouldn't be asking black folk why don't they help us. That double.
We shouldn't be asking the Democrats.
We should be done with that. Like at the end of the day, straight up, done with that.
Then why are we voting for them then?
This is what I'm talking about. This is why I say we shouldn't be asking no more. We should be asking black folk, what the heck is wrong with you? Like, straight up. If you want to be a Democrat, if you want to be a Democrat, I don't care.
Right.
But why don't you be the most educated? Why don't you be the sharpest? Why don't you be the most powerfulest Democrat, liberal, whatever the heck it is that you want to put yourself in that category?
There it is.
Nigga, at the end of the day, we need to stop asking why the Democrats don't help us, because factually, they're not going to. So why we should be asking black folk in their own community, why aren't you digging in their chest, bro?
There it is. But it's like you said, they're not going to help us. And so again, this is just me. If you're not going to help me, then I'm not going to help you. Why the hell am I going to vote for you if traditionally, historically, I voted for you in this party, and the neighborhood that you now won and you're in charge of this community, you're the head, the leader, the mayor, you're the congressman, women, you're the senator, and you're all black, and the neighborhoods in that community are still dirt, poor, kids are running around shooting each other. They're uneducated. There's no jobs. They have no trades. All these things,
Hold on, man. You cannot talk about that.
What? Why not?
You can't.
Wait. Here.
You can't.
Is it not a reality,
bro?
Is it? No. Just answer that. Is it a reality?
I mean, it's a reality, but
so then why can't I talk about it if it's real?
You can't talk about that. You can't.
Carry on. Yeah, I'm sure you're not gonna just say I can't. You're gonna tell me why.
Yeah, because you're gonna get doxxed, bro. You're a coon.
I'm offending.
That is offensive.
That's where the coon stuff comes from.
We're gonna have to jump into that on our next show.
That's where the Uncle Tom come from.
We're gonna have to jump in that on our next show.
Here, okay. If we're gonna finish up, I want to finish up.
Yeah,
with
we
this.
finish up right here because we can do our we got to do that on our next show.
Okay, so if we're gonna finish up then, since we talk about how racist our people are, do we even know?
Wait a minute.
Do we even know who Uncle
bro,
Tom is, bro?
Bro, I know who Uncle Tom is.
People. I'm not saying
I'm sure that they don't. But at the end of the day, I'm not gonna say our people are like the most racist. But bro, we hard, bro. Like we hard. We go hard at each other, bro. But you can't talk.
I've been called Uncle Tom so much. I start citing Tom as my first name,
you
bro.
Stupid.
Like no, I start citing my name. No, it's not Tom, man. But no, that's
Drew. I get what you're saying, but you can't do that, bro. This is supposed to be a family-friendly show. Yes, bro, it is. You cannot talk about what happens in the. You can't hold on. You can't talk about what happens in the black community.
It is not my
because that happens in the white community. That happens in the Hispanic community.
White.
It don't matter, bro.
I'm not white or Hispanic.
You can't say this. You cannot say what happens in our house amongst strangers, bro. You ever heard that? You ever heard anybody say, "Don't talk about family business amongst mixed company"? You can't do that. You can't talk about what happens in the hood amongst mixed company, bro. That you anti-black if you do that.
I almost felt a little bit ashamed just now. Like, no, seriously, no. Like you started saying that, and I felt like a little bit ashamed. Just went away, bro.
Nah, but I'm just saying, bro. I mean, I'm just saying, and I'm not trying to be condescending or facetious, but bro, you can't talk about people getting slaughtered in Chicago on Father's Day weekend. 100 shot.
I'm not.
You cannot talk about 17 to 18, almost 20 million black babies being murdered in the black community since 1970. You can't talk about, you cannot talk about the astronomical rise of fatherless homes in the black community being from 4 to 7% in the 1950s to an astronomical 80% almost, 79.4 something percent right now in 2020, and you can't talk about
because Joe Biden and Bill Clinton, two Democrats that we supported, because their 1994 crime bill that's throwing a lot of us in prison.
Okay, that's whatever.
But I bring it up because I'm just trying to shed a little bit of light. Educate.
But wait a minute, hold on, brother. You can talk about that because Joe Biden and Bill Clinton, at the auspices of the National Black, what they call it, the National Black Caucus,
yeah.
at their practically commanding and holding Bill Clinton's hand to sign that document. You forget that the National Black Caucus was behind that, so that nixnays Bill Clinton and that nixnays Joe Biden from that. And not only that, they're gonna have their token black person as being the vice president because he's probably gonna pick Kamala, the Ugandan nightmare Harris, to be his.
Man, she part Jamaican,
bruh.
She half Jamaican, man.
Hey man, at the end of the day, on our next show, you got the lead because I know you fired up about this black community and speaking on black and. So here, let me ask you this before we go.
Okay.
Let me ask you this. Wrapping this up really quick.
Okay.
At the end of the day, is anti-racism more racist than racism itself? There it is. All right. My man.
You know what,
bro? Hey, this is why I love you, bro. Because we can dig in. We can dig in.
And initially we started out. We didn't plan on recording this long, but I knew that once we started talking, we were gonna keep going.
I just wanted to shut it down before we get out of hand.
No, we can shut it down. But I want to touch on something that I saw last night. We can end it. This is partially answering your question. A young white lady tweeted or change.org. She started a petition to have this company, something Trader Joe's.
Trader Joe's.
Yeah. Okay. So happy.
I know about Trader Joe's, man.
She wanna have Trader Joe's change the name of some of their products because it's racist. You know, they've got Ming, some Asian product with Ming, and you know, there's a Hispanic product with
Julio or whatever his name is. Yeah, I get
blah
it.
blah blah, all that stuff. And you know, I had to come at the young lady, and I was very nice. You know, I feel like her heart's in the right place, right? And she's got the right mindset, and a lot of people are out there supporting her. But I support that company 1,000% for saying, hey, check this out. We don't make business decisions based on change.org.
Right.
And that's what a lot other businesses out there need to do. They need to stand up.
Yeah.
Stand up.
Against
if you
this,
know, as a CEO of that company, if you know as a decision maker that you are not a racist individual, that you're not hiring racist people, and that the decisions that you're making have nothing to do with racism, you don't need to change for nobody like the Redskins changing the name from the Redskins. Like, for me, like, look, man, racism is so watered down now.
Yeah.
I told that young lady, I said, listen, I've experienced racism. And I'm going to go out on a limb and just assume here that as a 17-year-old white female, you've never experienced racism like I have, okay? I've experienced racism, and there's nothing that Trader Joe's is doing that I consider racist. Leave that company alone. You're helping to water down racism.
And it makes it bad for when something really is racist.
It's watered down.
Yeah, it's so convoluted. You can't tell what's what.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know. So, anyways, man.
All right, man. Look, dude, I appreciate it. Thank you guys for checking in. If you happen to like the video and the podcast, please subscribe to the YouTube channel, the UPRYZIN podcast. Please click that link on the left hand side. It says subscribe. I guess it's a link. Whatever.
Yeah.
Click that subscribe button and go ahead and hit the bell so you can get notifications anytime me and the Yachty drop that heat.
Fire
Every time, man. So please, if you guys would like to contribute to the channel and you would like to come on and discuss or hold a semi-adulthood conversation style, debate style, whatever, please contact us. Leave a comment in the comment section below, and we can definitely work that out to get you on. All respect to anybody that does come on here. So thank you guys. We look forward to seeing y'all in the next one. It's your boy Big Kev and the Yachty Drew. We'll check y'all out in the next one. Peace.